Welcome to Bitrig. Bitrig lets you make native Swift and SwiftUI apps right on your phone with just a conversation. Building natively is really powerful for a lot of reasons, but most of all, because these frameworks were created to embody Apple's design principles. Building with Bitrig will make your app feel right at home on Apple devices. Let's make an app. I'm making a unique app for my book club, so I'm going to tell Bitrig exactly what I need. I can be terse and only give a few general thoughts, or I can tell Bitrig specifics. Build me an app for my book club. In my club, sometimes we read published books, but we're all writers, so sometimes instead we read and critique each other's chapters. I want my app to be able to track what book we're all reading, whether it's published, or whether it's written by one of the members. And also let it make notes for me about which of my own chapters are ready to be critiqued. Bitrig is reading what I suggested to it and telling me exactly what it's going to do. Now, you don't need to worry about reading this step by step. It will give me a rundown when it's all finished. Okay, this is a great start. It lets me put in a book title. We're all big Mr. Darcy fans. Lets me identify if it's published or if it's somebody else's work. It lets me upload the chapters I'm working on. Fantastic. I want to explore what other features my app could use. I just go into three dots and choose help, and now I can see all the frameworks that my app is using. A framework can be thought of as an iOS feature available for me as a developer to use. So I can scroll to find the full list of supported frameworks just if I'm looking for some inspiration, or I can search. Now, I think it would be pretty neat to be able to find cool locations where my book club could meet. Let's see if maps are supported. Yep, sure enough, maps are supported. Now, if I was looking for something a little different, something that isn't supported, I can request framework, and that will send a message to the Bitrig team to prioritize getting that framework in the next release. All right, let's get out of here. Add a tab that shows me a map with local coffee shops based on my current location. Now, Bitrig has changed the structure of the app. Now I have two tabs, one to track my books and one to track cool locations. The tab bar uses that lovely familiar liquid glass design, and the iconography are all SF symbols. SF symbols are provided by Apple to be accessible and consistent icons. Small details like these really make your app feel at home on iOS. But wait, I just realized that none of my friends live anywhere near me. I want to be able to enter a nearby city and visualize those coffee shops. Let's just restore back to an older version of the app. This is a really useful feature if you make a mistake or if you realize Bitrig just went a direction you didn't like. Make a new tab that lets me enter in a city and displays cool coffee shops in that area. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit send because I'm approving that it's overwriting that past mistake I made. Okay. Coffee shops, neat. We'll enter a city name. I'm just going to enter in Mountain View. And check it out. All these cool coffee shops. Well, this looks beautiful and so native to iOS. I am a little suspicious. I'm not sure that these are real coffee shops. Sometimes AI will put mock data into your project rather than showing you real live data. When I'm prototyping, I usually just want this failure data so that I can ensure my UI looks the way that I want. But I can always ask Bitrig if it's using mock data or if it's using the real stuff. For these coffee shops, are you using mock data or are you using real live data? Okay, that's great to know. It's using mock data. Since I'm still in the early stages of my app, I'm going to continue to use the mock data, but later I can always ask it to make a change to live data. While I'm constantly giving Bitrig these new instructions, Sometimes I want to more carefully consider the entire UI. In that case, a swipe down will dismiss the Bitrig menu. So I can see what's going on edge to edge. To bring the menu back, all I need to do is tap on this purple chevron. Now, when the menu is dismissed, I can move this purple chevron around, say if it's overlaying an important part of my app. I'm just going to move it back to where it was. Now, of course, I'm going to continue iterating, but I want to get my book club's opinion. And in fact, one of my friends in the book club is learning to code, so I can just send it to her however is convenient, and she can open it up directly in Bitrig. As she edits and makes changes, she can read the source code of the app to learn what changes in code yield what app modifications. She can even make her own edits, starting smaller and growing as she gets more comfortable, like changing the spacing. Well, you don't need to know any code to use Bitrig. You might find yourself becoming more and more familiar with it as you go. Since this is all Swift and SwiftUI, which are Apple's recommended programming languages, familiarizing yourself with the code as you're building it in Bitrig will give you a great head start to continue to build native Apple apps. There's lots more to show you, but that's the next lesson. Enjoy building your apps!